This is how hackers can hack you with a single picture. You open the picture, they got your session. This is how hackers hack Android without touching it. They know your IP and you are hacked. From there, they can upload, install, delete, and so many things they can do. For example, here's how hackers can extract your WhatsApp messages. Here is the image of Trump that we downloaded. Once hacker is connected to your Wi-Fi, they can do so many things. For example, you log into a website. On the other side, the hackers captures your login credentials. Here's another very old demo of me capturing HTTPS traffic. As you can see, the details were captured successfully. Hackers can listen to your phone calls, These are just a few demos to show you what hackers can do. Remember, there's so much more out there that, if I showed you, you'd be amazed at what's possible. The goal of these demos is to inspire you, show you the potential of hacking, and keep you motivated to learn. However, this doesn't mean you should start asking for full tutorials on how to hack a phone, PC, or anything else right now. Hacking is a journey, and jumping straight into advanced techniques without a foundation won't help. Instead, I'll guide you on how to get started with your hacking journey. Please note that all the demos you saw were conducted in my own controlled environment. No harm was done to anyone. You should always test everything in a safe and legal setup as well. Let's get started. Alright, first thing, define your why. Why do you want to learn hacking? Is it your personal interest, or is it the high demand and attractive salaries in the field? Due to the fact that ethical hacking is highly in demand, and unlike some careers, there are no fitness or military requirements and even permitting marijuana use. Due to the high demand, it's one of the most valuable skill sets of the 21st century. Now, first thing first, learn how computers work. It's essential to understand how computers work at a fundamental level. Think of it this way: a surgeon doesn't start performing surgeries without first mastering human anatomy. Similarly, as a hacker, your anatomy is the computer system. Learn how operating systems manage hardware and software, how data flows between the CPU, memory, and storage. The role of the operating system in managing resources, the differences between file systems like NTFS, FAT32, and ext4. These are some of the concepts you need to know. Next, you need to know the basics of networking. Understand what is an IP address and how does it work. What's the difference between public and private IPs? How do DNS, DHCP, and ports function? What's the purpose of network layers like TCP/IP and OSI? This foundational knowledge is critical because hacking often involves manipulating these systems. For example, if you're trying to exploit a vulnerability, you'll need to know how the system processes the exploit. If you're analyzing network traffic, you'll need to understand protocols and packets. Once you have a solid understanding of how computers work, you'll find that learning hacking techniques becomes significantly easier. Next, you need to master Linux and Windows fundamentals. The operating systems you'll be working with most frequently are Linux and Windows. Linux is the backbone of cybersecurity. Most servers, security tools, and even hacking environments operate on Linux. Learn the Linux file system. Understand the directory structure and how to navigate it. Learn basic commands for file manipulation, system monitoring, and package management. Know how to manage users, permissions, and groups. Understanding chmod and chown is crucial. Practice configuring network interfaces using tools like ifconfig, IP, and netcat. Learning Linux is like riding a bike. You can read all the manuals and understand what everything is, but practically it's a totally different story. On the other hand, Windows is the most widely used desktop operating system because many hacking targets run Windows. Windows-specific vulnerabilities require knowledge of its architecture. Learn Windows file system, explore how Windows handles file permissions, hidden files, and system files. Understand the Windows registry, as it often contains critical information during attacks or forensic investigations. Learn the basics of PowerShell. It's a powerful tool for both administrators and hackers. Study how Windows manages network settings and security tools like firewalls. Learning these doesn't make you a hacker, but it's about being comfortable in any environment you encounter. The more fluent you are with these systems, the more confident and capable you'll be as a hacker. Once you've built a solid foundation of computers and operating systems, the next step is to understand security principles. Think of this as learning rules of the game. Without knowing these, you will struggle to understand why certain attacks work or how defenses are constructed. Learn some core concepts first, like what is a malware, how malware spreads, what are some common malware functionalities, tools for analyzing malware in controlled environments, what is encryption or decryption, how encryption is used in securing websites, emails, and files, why encryption is a double-edged sword, how it protects data, what is authentication of authorization. Imagine a web app where you bypass authentication using SQL injection. Without understanding these concepts, you won't know why or how the exploit works. Learn what are some common attack vectors. Understanding these principles is like getting a driving license. It's your proof that you've learned the basics. But beyond that, you'll develop a mindset that helps you anticipate risks and find vulnerabilities. Now, consider yourself a victim. How would I defend the system? What weaknesses might an attacker exploit here? How can I test this application without causing harm? That's where you need to learn some tools and resources to help you answer these questions. Learn tools like Nmap, Metasploit, Wireshark, just to name a few. There are many more tools that you can practice. With that, you will be able to answer these questions and perform pen testing in your home network or your organization to help defend the systems from bad actors. Next step is OSINT and Reconnaissance, gathering information about your target. This phase is often referred to as recon or information gathering, and is one of the most critical steps in ethical hacking. Because the more you know about a target, the better you can plan your attack or test its defenses. Think of recon as being a detective. Every detail you uncover is a clue that can help you gain access or exploit vulnerabilities. Ask yourself again, can you use Google like a pro? Can you make a picture speak 1,000 words? Can you get inside of a person with just their name? Reconnaissance involves collecting as much information as possible about a target without directly interacting with it or by engaging with it. Once you're done with all the above steps, now you're ready to move to the final and most exciting stage of hacking the target. This phase is where all your preparation comes together and you apply your skills to exploit vulnerabilities and gain access. Remember, hacking isn't a single action. It's a combination of techniques and steps tailored to the target's vulnerabilities. Let me break it down for you. What do I mean? After gathering information and identify potential weaknesses in the target system, the weakness you find could be outdated software with known vulnerabilities, misconfigured settings, weak or default passwords, or any vulnerability. But now you want to exploit the vulnerability and access the target. For that purpose, you can use tools like Metasploit to exploit these vulnerabilities. It's one of the most powerful frameworks for penetration testing. After gaining the initial access, the next step is to elevate your permissions. For example, if you've accessed a user account, find ways to escalate to an administrator or root level. A threat actors will mostly escalate their privileges to root in order to deal some serious damage to the company. These weaknesses could be kernel vulnerabilities, misconfigured permissions, or weak credentials. Tools like LinPs or WinPs can automate this process by identifying escalation opportunities. Finally, once you have full control over the system, it then depends on the goal on the attacker on what the attacker wants to achieve. This could be collecting sensitive data, maintaining access by creating backdoors, and much more. Be sure that ethical hacking is about testing systems responsibly, with permission, and for constructive purposes. Never engage in unauthorized activities, as they are illegal and unethical. Like I mentioned, the purpose of this video to show you the potential of hacking as a carrier or become a professional by doing bug bounties. As I promised, here's a small project for all the complete beginners to get started. Set up a small virtual hacking lab in your own computer. In case you unintentionally break something, you can always delete the machine and create another. Download and install Kali Linux, Ubuntu, Windows, and Metasploitable 2. Set up these 4 machines yourself, and then come back to the video and comment below that I have set up the virtual hacking lab. If many of you are interested, I will give you more projects to help you learn hacking practically. I thank you for watching.